All right. So for some reason, the live stream cut out, and that's okay because now I am running the EMU. Hmm, this one I haven't tested yet. I'm running a new mental emotional operating system. This, the Enlightened Mastery. That sounds weird. Anyways, I have to work on that. What kind of operating system? The EMU operating system, which basically means that there's no problems that I can't handle. I'm always just right here. I'm always one breath away from regrounding. I don't get stuck moving towards my goals. I know which emotional trap I get stuck in, and I see through the emotional illusions. That is what I'm offering the world. Okay, so quick summary. My entire system is now grounded, like into absolute reality of this moment, right now, with the one breath meditation. The reason I felt untethered is because I didn't have this single point. And it felt so benign. It felt so ordinary. That's why I didn't see it, right? It felt like, of course, everybody breathes. Like you're telling me you're making a program around breathing? Yep. I'm creating a program of the emotional immortal where any moment, any disruptions, any distractions, I'm just centered right here in the breath. I'm starting to see why this point was necessary when I don't have anything else. I still have the breath. And the breath now expands as the container for everything. It holds everything. And so what I'm seeing here is this. It is the ground of the emotional immortal. It is what allows me, maybe it's not here. Maybe it's here. Because it holds the emotional illusions, and the illusions are nothing. They're not real. I'm not saying they're lying, because that gives an intention to them. They just are. But I am underneath all of it. This is the ground of the emotional immortal. That as low as it gets, it does not get any lower than this. This is our rock bottom, right? On our worst day, or mornings, right? This is it. This is as bad as it gets for me. My brain gives me examples of like, wait, it could be worse. What if I hurt myself? Yeah, physically it can be worse. When I'm talking mental, emotionally, short of an actual traumatic brain injury, which will affect everything, right? But this is my day to day without like an actual trauma. Like I'm not in a car accident and my arm isn't in a cast and I can't write. And then I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about my day to day lows, right? Classically, I've gone up and down and up and down and up, and that's just how it is, right? And there are diagnoses that I could go get and that would tell me, yes, you have this, it's real. But what this program does is goes underneath all of it and it's all emotional illusions, and we don't discard it. The emotion, the emotional immortal holds all of it and says, I can hold this. I love you. You can feel not good enough, and I'm here. I am strong enough to hold you. I can feel not good enough, and I can still do everything. I can still maintain everything in my life. It's okay. Before, my emotions have hijacked my entire system. Actually, let's redraw this now. The emotional immortal is now red. It holds. The emotional immortal is infinite emotional holding. Ooh, I like that. Let's draw that. I hear you, distractions in my brain, and I'm acknowledging your presence, but I'm not giving it voice at the moment because I'm on a thread, right? I'm talking. See, I'm acknowledging the voices in my head, the distractions, the desire to say something else, but distraction right here. See, it's always one of these. Okay, coming back. Every time I do that, it's the one breath meditation. Always. That's the ground upon which I stand. That's the. Anyways. Um, Infinite emotional holding. Infinite emotional holding. This is how I am able to coach others. There's no emotions that I haven't felt. There's no rage that I haven't experienced. There's no desires that I don't also have. And I've had plenty of hurt. There's so much. It is why I feel insecure all the time because of my childhood traumas. And none of that is too big for me anymore. Because I am now the emotional immortal. I can stand up now. I can hold any emotion, any of them. Even that one pause right there is like, freeze! Ah! You can't possibly have any quiet time on a live video. That would just be the worst. I hear you, Fear. It is me. Alright? I hear you. And I acknowledge you. I'm not saying you're a liar. I'm saying you're an illusion. I'm saying I hear the stories you tell. But the stories are after the fact, justifications for why we feel this way. I feel fear, and then the fear goes backwards and tries to figure out why, what's happening, what's going to happen, and creates a story of like, oh, this must be why I feel fear. Wait, no, it's this story. No, it's this story. The reality is, I feel fear, and the fear is looking to create is to looking to find out why. The reality is I am having an emotional reaction because I am human, because I'm in a human body, in a human life, living out one incarnation. That's why I feel fear, because I'm still alive. And I'm still human, That's it. See, all the other stories can just still exist, but I know that this is the ground. So that's why the rock bottom is the best place to start. It also means I don't fear any depth. However, they must maintain this the sacred donut of life, the health wealth relationship. Uh, Pillars. If they cannot maintain this, they are in the realms of professional help. And that's very important. I'm not making light of that. There are people there who specialize in helping people regain control of the very basics. To play in the waters that I play in, you need to fully know that you're emotionally immortal, and you can only be emotionally immortal if you maintain everything in your life. If it starts breaking this cycle, it starts going into a vicious cycle downwards. So, emotional immortal, rock bottom is the best place to start. And for me, the mornings have traditionally been the most challenging part of my day. So here I am doing a video in the morning. See, my my emotional C's to sneaking in there and say like, oh yeah, you're not even. This is not even morning. You call this morning? Oh, geez, like, hi, emotional children. It's me now. I'm here. I can hold all these stories. And I won't make you wrong anymore. I know you feel frustrated. I know you think waking up at 8 a.m. is a sign of entrepreneurial success, and that's the American way. And nowadays, the American way is a little not, the brand is not quite as good as it used to be. But that's okay. That's okay. We're just young. I think the entire nation is just really young. And that's all right. Like, we yell at children for being children. Like, even when they're bullies sometimes, we still gotta love them. Okay, okay. So this is an advancement using this video alone, right? So this is what I do. I turn on live video. It gives me focus. It gives me training for now effortless emergence. It used to be to continuously challenge my emotional C, and it gave me enough strength to stand up. And now I'm starting to see through the illusions. And now I have the stake in the ground. The one technique of enlightened mastery is the one breath meditation. Breath, speed, posture, and letting go of emotional effort. On the breath out. So breathing in, slowing down, and posture. That's all in one move. Hold, and when I breathe out, I let go of every emotional effort I'm doing in that one moment. And then I still need to do stuff in life, right? I can't just stay here and be meditating all day. Well, I can, but I still need to meditate while I'm moving. Effortless action, movement layer, body layer. Effortless emergence, anything that's verbal, play, creating realities with improv, comedy improv, effortless emergence. So I'm playing with that, and this is the stake in the ground. This is the place I'm going to keep coming back to. Where does things come from if it's effortless? Nowhere. It comes from nowhere. It just appears, and we have to trust that it just appears. And I put this here to remind myself to see through the emotional illusion, right? All the things that is saying, like, I'm not good enough, oh, that's too hard. It's not too hard. There are people doing it. I just don't know what to do and do it. So here's the 3 rules, right? Or 3 steps. Really, it's just one. Know what to do and do it. Right? But if I'm not doing that, it's because I have an emotional block. So decrease emotional blocks, like, I can't do it. And then we're just spiraling, Or if there's nothing blocking me, I'm just like laying in bed. I'm not afraid, but it's just like, oh, I don't have any motivation. I need to increase my emotional fuel. That's it. That's the 3 steps to success. I know it's too simple, right? Well, this is the action. This is knowing what to do. Basically, we don't know what to do. We don't know where we're going. We don't know how to get there. Well, this is the map. This is why I made this map. I'm feeling a little tired. What should I do? Should I keep going? Should I push? Should I relax? Relax? I think it's my vitamins kicking in because I took it without any protein this morning. Okay. So this is my emotion. Right now I feel a wave of tiredness. I'm going to relax. Gonna go slower and gentler with myself. And use even less emotional effort and see what emerges. Okay. I'm feeling a little, maybe it's nausea, like feeling slightly unwell, but it's not, it's because of vitamins, I'm pretty sure. I don't usually take it completely on an empty stomach. And so I know I'm okay, right? So the hurt is saying, something feels off. Am I, what's the dang? That was a dang. Anyways, am I still going? I'm still going. Okay. All right. So, I'm feeling a wave of, let's start mapping it. This is a wave of freeze, panic. I'm doing it wrong. Doing it wrong. Okay. So these waves hit me. And here I am as an emotional immortal, standing both above and below it all as the entire container of my being. That's who I am. Everything that is me is who I am. I'm not saying all the other stuff, but everything that is me is me. I know it gets really weird at the edges of existential definition. So, now let's go into my course. Let's start from scratch again. Teach it, reteach it every single day. think I did 20 minutes before, so now I would stop at 40, 39, 40. Let's say I'm going to stop at 40, so I have 20 minutes left. Here is the course outline. The one breath meditation, the one technique that is useful for anybody with a breath. Breath, speed, posture, all in one movement. Breathing out, let go of emotional effort. And into effortless action, including words which come from effortless emergence, all grounded in a bedrock of just comes from nowhere. Nothingness. And I'm seeing through the emotional illusions. Okay. The next part would be, let's add a little space here. The emotional immortal. Everything is held on the ground of the emotional immortal. What makes an emotional immortal? Glad you ask. As long as my physical body is safe, I am immortal. My physical body needs to be safe, and what maintains that? Well, here is my day. I wake up in the morning. Let's say I go to work. I get out of work. I have free time. I go out to have some drinks with friends. And then in the evening, I get ready for bed. And then I get a good, solid 8 hours of sleep. This is what maintains my emotional immortality. This is what it demands. What did I do? Green? Yeah. So I'll make this into green. Color green. There we go. And the three pillars of health, wealth, and relationships. Imagine I have really great health. I have great wealth. It includes going to work, so I maintain that wealth, so that I can pay the rent and have food and everything. And I have great relationships. Especially if I have kids, this is no longer optional. If I don't have kids, I can be single, and that's okay. And then I could maintain my relationships with my family, with my partner. Well, if I just have a partner and not kids. Anyways, and my close friends. This could kind of go as long as you don't, if you're single and you're not dependent on anyone, that could be okay. But you still need to maintain health and wealth, right? So, this is what it takes for you to be an emotional immortal. And what does it mean to be an emotional immortal? It means that no amount of negative emotions scare us anymore. Emotions tell us, oh, it's so big, it's so heavy, it's gonna destroy us. But as an immortal, I lean into it. It's like, okay, what are the worst feelings I can feel? Not good enough. Uh, I'm bad. I feel humiliated, embarrassed, ashamed. Let's feel those things. Again, as long as I maintain the integrity of my life, let's dive into the emotional depth and emotional sea. So then we dive into the emotional sea, and this is the emotional sea. This is where I've been trapped for 38 years. That's what it feels like. I feel like I've been trapped my entire life inside the emotional sea, inside the emotional illusion. But once I realize, wait, I'm an emotional immortal, it creates the bedrock upon which I can't fall any lower. This is my rock bottom. What is, however bad I feel, I still do the actions to maintain my health, my wealth, and my relationships. And how do I do that? By maintaining the loop. You know, morning, go to work, enjoy life. Don't forget to enjoy life. Otherwise, what's the point? We're not waiting until the end to enjoy it. Evening routine, and I get enough sleep. So important. Cannot emphasize that enough. That is what triggers the emotional immortal to awaken. And when we realize that no amount of emotion, no matter how tempting they feel, can actually hurt us, we start awakening the emotional immortal within us. We're trying to. And then we keep doing emotional strength training until this being is big enough to peek outside of the emotional sea. And now we can operate while still being half in, still feeling the insecurity, but we're doing the actions we need in our life. And we know that we can't fall any lower. Emotions, we contained all emotions, all emotional illusions. And the one tool we have, the stake in the ground, is the one breath meditation. Breath, posture, speed, and effortless emergence or effortless action. Let go of emotional effort. And the stake in the ground, we put it on a bedrock of nothingness. Nothing is happening. Illusions are nothing. They're important children to be held, but they're not a thing. They're not in reality, their stories, their feelings, their sensations. Emotional illusions. Ooh, this is new. That is radically new. Putting that stake in the ground. Well, okay, so here's the arc of my course. Teaching people the one breath meditation, and then that they are whew, feeling another wave of tiredness. So I'm going to acknowledge the wave. I'm mapping what is. This is what I'm doing. That's all I'm trying to do is to map this one moment. One second. So I'm mapping this one moment. And when no waves are hitting me and I've got time, how do I spend this free time? If waves are hitting me, then I shift into emotional surfing protocol. So I'm either emotionally surfing or I am building with free time. Again, I'm still just mapping what is. And it's a bedrock of the emotional immortal, which is how I can hold every single C. And the primary tool I use is the one breath meditation in the ground of being. Okay? All right. Right, so this right here, the emotional C, is right here. C's are sometimes really big, and sometimes the waves hit me, and sometimes it would just take me underwater and I would believe the projections. But now I am an emotional immortal. I float above the sea and also underneath it. I'm in the thing that holds it all. I watch the sacred donut. I maintain the sacred donut, which maintains the basic three pillars of my life. And I anchored everything into reality, which is anchored to nothingness. And nothingness is everywhere, all the time, right now. It is the silence between the words. It is the place where spontaneity arises from when there's no effort involved. Okay, so the emotional immortal, the one breath meditation, seeing through emotional illusions, the emotional immortal, what it takes to become an emotional immortal, the right actions in the physical plane. Oh, that's good. Okay, see, these words are emergent, so I gotta record them. Right action in the physical plane. This is the world of mastery. Okay. Then I just noticed how this kind of makes it look like I'm squishing all my emotions. So now let's open it up and allow my emotions to breathe, knowing that I have my foundation, the emotional immortal. Emotional Immortal. Okay. What was the P? Play. Ooh. So, um, if black is the emotional illusion, green is the right action, red is the emotional immortal, red is the emotional parent. So here is the inner parent child adult paradigm. Okay, so we have the child and all the emotional waves and flare ups. And if we trust the emotional adult, okay, let me backtrack. Emotional parent. So the adult is last. So this is the inner parent child adult paradigm. The parent or the adult is last because adult has the last say. Do I put on my seatbelt? Do I brush my teeth at night? Yes, it's not negotiable, right? And then the parent is the emotional immortal, the being underneath it all that says it's okay. No matter how big my emotion is, I can contain it all. I can hold you all with love and compassion and softness. Whew. So the emotional adult contains all the damage that the tantrum of the child may inflict. The parent contains all the emotions that the child can throw, and if they can trust the parent and the adults to hold it all, the child can now feel free to expand as big as they can and learn how to be a fully expressed human being without suppression. Both all the bad and all the good, all of it. So, this is the inner parent child adult paradigm. The inner parent. Okay, inner parent child adult paradigm. The child is the one that plays, the one that has fun. The adult has to do adult things, chop wood, carry water. The parent, inner parent, assuming we are a healthy inner parent, is universally loving, holds every emotions, and knows what to do with them. The child is the only one that's actually free. Free to play, free to yell and scream and run around. And we've lost that. So this becomes play layer. This is the foundation. And so if we follow the colors, then the child first learns the one breath meditation, the stake in the ground. The stake in the ground activates the emotional immortal. The inner parent that comes along and holds all my emotion, the entire sea, holds the entire child, no matter how much my inner child is like yelling and kicking and crying. It's okay. I'm here now. And then it's crying. It's like, it's been so long. I haven't had any support. I know, sweetie. Okay. But I still gotta do all the things. Yep, we do. All right, so in come the inner adult, the inner father, if you may. So the inner adult, yeah, I'm gonna stick with adult because then it's just, it doesn't need to be gendered. It doesn't need to be. So I'm gonna stick with that. The inner adult comes along, be like, it's okay, sweetie. You know, the inner parent holds the inner child while the inner adult does all the external things. The inner adult wakes up in the morning, brush their teeth, goes to work, enjoys, and then finish the evening routine and gets a good night's of sleep. Boom, it maintains everything. And the inner child is still there, just like, ah. But here's the thing, once we've practiced this, we have solidified the emotional immortal. Once we solidified the emotional immortal, it's like, okay, you know, otherwise before emotional waves, ooh, this is good. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm so stoked. These are the emotional waves that often take me over. Let's just do two. And it would often swamp my boat. But now the inner adult is there. Together, they create the emotional immortal. And now we come in and we hold the entire emotional sea. The child holds on to the one breath, and that's all they can hold on to sometimes. The adult maintains everything else in life, the chopping wood and carrying water. And now we have achieved the inner parent child. Okay. We have, this is so beautiful, like I could cry. Like, this is so beautiful. So, well, this is the beginning of my course, and I hope you like it. Yeah, and I will keep on going. This is just the very beginning. It keeps going so much further into dimensions of reality. It goes into different levers in this moment, the different uh, reality one, two, three. One is right here, two is daydream land, three is if I'm watching TV, right? So there's so much more. So stay tuned, and I love you all. Bye.